Well, Tesla full self-driving finally arrived in Australia. I've not tried it myself yet, but I've been watching closely as the local journalist put it to test. And some of the footage is actually out of Brisbane. And let's just say, it's equal parts exciting and slightly terrifying. So, what exactly is rolling out here? How are Australian reviewers finding it on our roads? And is it actually worth the $10,000 price tag? Let's break it down. Well, Tesla calls it full self-driving, supervised. And that last word is actually very, very critical. Legally, this is still level 2 driving assist, meaning you're in control at all times, and hence responsible for whatever happens with your vehicle. Well, Australia and New Zealand are now the first right-hand drive markets to actually have access to this new tech. Well, Tesla demoed it in Brisbane, and this was just last week, and it's slowly rolling out to all the cars that have the latest hardware for cameras as of now. So yeah, in my 2021 Model 3, I won't even have access to actually buy it or even try it. Well, in Australia, FSD supervised cost around $10,100 as of now, which is quite steep. Although enhanced Autopilot is half that price at $5,100. And you actually still get a lot of things, including Autopilot, auto lane change, but not the city street smarts that reviewers have been testing in this full self-drive. Well, since I haven't tried it myself yet, I've been just deep diving into all the Australian review channels I could find. And here's the consensus. Well, the most interesting was a review called CarSouce, and the video was actually shot in Brisbane, which was actually quite interesting for me because I live here. And in that, at one point, the car actually cuts off in front of a bus.
Ooh, just cut off a bus. Oops.
But takes the roundabout cautiously, even parks itself at end of the 2-hour loop. Well, their verdict, it's genuinely impressive, but still makes mistakes. Slowing below the speed limit, hesitating, or sometimes choosing odd lanes. Whereas Car Expert drove 50 kilometers in Brisbane and said the system felt smooth and natural most of the time, even handling hook turns in Melbourne well. But again, you must stay alert. Well, car sales and mainstream outlets like 7 News stressed on the fact that full self-driving is sort of misleading in the name, as you still have to supervise. Although Tesla's trying to have that rectified by putting it across like full self-drive but supervised. So far, reviewers are saying the same thing. This is the closest thing to autonomous driving in Australia yet, but that doesn't mean it gives you permission to have an app behind the wheel. Well, watching these tests, a few patterns emerge. On highways, it merges, indicates, adjusts to the speed limit pretty well. In suburbs, it'll take roundabouts and traffic lights cautiously, which actually it should, but sometimes too cautiously. While everyone who was testing it seemed quite amazed, but they also mentioned that it feels unnatural to let the car drive the entire way. And funnily enough, the CarSouce guy even said, I don't know what to do with my hands, because it'll be quite a challenge getting used to sort of the car driving your car, because end of the day you're responsible for it, and if you're letting the car drive, maybe you get in a habit of not taking control. But right now the biggest question is whether it's worth 10 grand or not. Well, I would say if you're mostly on highways, enhanced Autopilot might be good enough. Even the normal Autopilot would be good enough if you're comfortable taking those turns. But if you do a lot of, let's say, city driving or a mixed driving, then it certainly could reduce your stress. But it's only available for newer hardware for cars, and for older Model 3s and Ys, well, Tesla and the reviewers made it clear that we are out of luck, at least at this stage. Well, one thing is clear, Tesla needed a differentiator. With MG, BYD and other Chinese EV flooding the market in Australia, Tesla's biggest edge isn't just their cars, it's their softwares. And this rollout of FSD supervised in Australia is their attempt to prove they're still ahead of the pack. Well, a couple of quick questions, right? Is it legal? Yes, because it's supervised. Does it work on all the Teslas? Not if you don't have hardware for. Is it the final product? Well, not really, because Tesla as well as the full self-drive, even Autopilot, keep on improving. So I believe what we have today would be better tomorrow and so forth. So the question or that unrisky behavior that we see in Tesla right now might change in future. So that's the state of Tesla full self-drive in Australia. Well, as I said, I haven't had the chance to sit behind the wheel of a FSD car. But from what I've heard from reviewers, it's both exciting and imperfect. Well, the main question is, would you pay $10,000 right now or let it mature? Well, let me know in the comments. And if you want updates when I do the test, make sure you subscribe to the channel and I'll share my honest reviews then. Until then, take care and I'll see you in the next one.